A world without the moon, an alternative reality. Imagine a night sky without our eternal companion. The stars shine unusually bright. The Milky Way arcs grandly across the heavens, but something is missing. The moon. Its silvery light no longer washes over city streets. This is an alternative reality in which the moon vanished in an instant due to a mysterious cosmic catastrophe. But it's not just a darker sky. It's a world where the planet was changed forever, and humanity faced disasters no one could have predicted. The planet lost its balance. The moon isn't just a pretty disk in the sky. It's a gravitational anchor that kept Earth stable for 4.5 billion years. Our satellite creates tidal forces that raise ocean levels by about 20 inches twice a day. When the moon disappears suddenly, that force turns into a destructive element. In the first 12 hours after the disappearance, the oceans fall into chaos. Instead of predictable tidal waves, giant tsunamis arise. Coastal megacities, New York, Tokyo, are underwater within hours. But oceanic chaos is only the beginning. The moon also stabilizes the Earth's axial tilt. Without this gravitational anchor, the planet starts to wobble, triggering magnitude 8 to 9 earthquakes around the globe. Volcanoes across the world awaken at once. Italy's Vesuvius, Japan's Mount Fuji, America's Yellowstone erupt within the first days. Technological collapse. After the catastrophe, about 2,400 active satellites fall to Earth due to change in the gravitational field. GPS navigation, mobile communications, and weather forecasting all stop instantly. Humanity doesn't adapt quickly. Everything unfolds in chaos and panic. Government officials fail to grasp the scale of the disaster. Emergency services can't coordinate without satellite links. The atmosphere loses stability. Without the moon's light, which reflects 12% of the sun's rays, nights become pitch black. And daytime temperatures rise. Temperature swings reach critical values, spawning unprecedented hurricanes. In the first week, about 200 million people fall victim to floods, earthquakes, and volcanic activity. Global trade grinds to a halt. Ports are destroyed. The first months, a planet-scale environmental disaster. The consequences for nature prove even more dramatic. The moon governed not only tides, but also ocean circulation that mixes waters and distributes nutrients around the planet. Without this mechanism, the oceans gradually turn into stagnant basins like huge aquariums without filters, where water blooms, toxins and bacteria build up, and marine life suffocates en masse. The Gulf Stream, which carries tens of millions of cubic feet of warm water per second and sustains a mild climate in Western Europe, weakens by 60% within the first months. London and Paris endure winters colder than Siberia's. Marine ecosystems collapse catastrophically. Coral reefs that depend on tidal currents for oxygen and nutrients die off en masse. Fisheries that provide protein for more than 3 billion people shrink by 80%. Large marine mammals, whales, dolphins, seals, lose their ability to navigate oceans since their systems depended on lunar cycles and tides for millions of years. In the first months, the planet loses 40% of its biodiversity, and atmospheric oxygen concentration drops by 15%, the beginning of technological adaptation. Only after several months does humanity begin to respond in an organized way. The moon's disappearance becomes a catalyst for unexpected technological breakthroughs. Engineers focus on ground-based communication networks, building powerful radio towers, and laying fiber optic cables across continents, replacing satellite communications. Energy undergoes a revolution. Power plants that use tidal energy and produce 10% of the world's electricity shut down forever. But engineers develop new technologies: solar panels with 60% efficiency, wind turbines that can survive hurricanes, and geothermal plants that tap constant volcanic activity. Transport evolves as well. Ships get AI systems for storm prediction and dynamic stabilizers. Airlines install new turbulence sensors and design routes that avoid zones of atmospheric instability. After a year, economic shocks and new globalization. The world economy goes through the deepest crisis in human history, then begins to recover in a completely new format. Ocean shipping, which once carried 90% of global trade, falls by 70% due to unpredictable storms and ruined ports. Countries whose economies depended on the sea, Singapore, the Netherlands, Japan, enter deep recession. Japan's total output drops by 40% as the island nation loses most of its fishing fleet and ports. Norway, which earned billions from North Sea oil, suffers an economic collapse. The United States experiences massive internal migration. Millions leave coastal states and move to the interior. The new economy becomes more localized, yet technologically advanced. Trade shifts to overland routes. The Silk Road is reborn as a rail network from London to Beijing. Transcontinental maglev freight trains cross from Europe to Asia in 5 days. Agriculture undergoes a true revolution. Climate shifts caused by the moon's absence make Siberia and Canada warmer and suitable for farming. While traditional temperate zones suffer extreme weather, droughts, and floods, huge automated farms appear in the deserts of Nevada and the Sahara. Average wages raise 30% due to labor shortages, but food prices triple. Inequality reaches critical levels. The wealthy build underground cities with autonomous life support, while billions of refugees live in temporary camps. After 3 years, a new generation. The education system changes radically. Children study the new physics, how gravity shapes life on the planet, and survival ecology, how to adapt to volatile conditions. Schools add observatories because astronomy becomes a practical navigation skill. The psychological impact runs deeper than expected. Without moonlight, seasonal depression intensifies and fear of the dark becomes widespread. At the same time, star tourism flourishes. Millions travel to deserts and mountains to marvel at the incredibly bright night sky. After 7 years, everyday life in a new world. A typical family's life is completely different. Mornings start with earthquake forecasts. Tremors are part of the routine. Commuting happens on underground metros with reinforced tunnels. It's safer. Former lakes and seas are off limits for swimming due to stagnant water and toxic algal blooms. Children of this generation don't know a world without a moon, so the starry sky is normal for them, and stories about moonlight sound like fairy tales. They adapt faster and often develop unexpected skills, navigating by stars, reading weather from clouds. After 10 years, new horizons. Paradoxically, losing the moon accelerates some fields of science. Astronomy experiences a golden age. Without moonlight, telescopes see much farther and more clearly. The discovery rate of exoplanets triples, and radio telescopes detect signals from space once drowned out by lunar reflections. The space program gains fresh momentum. Humanity launches an ambitious plan to colonize Mars as a backup. Private companies develop projects for artificial satellites that would partially replace the moon's functions. Marine biology discovers new species adapted to changed conditions. In the deep ocean, where tides mattered less, evolution speeds up. New fish with larger eyes for the dark, algae that doesn't need constant water movement, and microorganisms able to survive in stagnant seas. After a decade, humanity has adapted to a life without the moon, but the planet is changed forever. Earth's population has shrunk by 1 billion due to disasters. Yet those who survived built a more resilient and technologically advanced society. This alternative world shows how delicate the balance is that sustains our familiar life. The moon is not just a beautiful object in the sky. It's a critically important element of Earth's system.